Are you looking for a podcast where you can hear from real people regarding their real dental drama? If so, then you've come to the right place. Join hosts Bethany Petty and Dr. Rena Kuba as we dive into the solutions we've created and the mistakes we've made while managing dental drama. Let's get started.
Okay, bud, thanks for joining me because Dr. Kuba can't make it through a podcast without coughing her head off, and my throat's killing me. So you got voluntold that you're going to be here.
I'm healthy.
Yeah, for now. You're sitting here podcasting with me, so.
I'm wearing a mask.
Give it 24 hours. Okay, so I do have some burning questions for you, stuff that Kuba has asked me to ask you, and stuff that I want to ask you that I haven't had time to chat with you yet. So, the first one, the burning question on everybody's mind. November, December was trash for most of my clients. It's historically very, very good months. It was not good months. The schedule was slow, production was light, nobody wanted to do treatment, and I hadn't even had a chance to ask you about it yet, but I'm like, what the heck? What happened? Because those have always been very solid months for dental offices.
So,
I should preface this by saying you're a teacher. You are heavily involved in economics, which is why I'm asking you.
But I am no expert. I promise. I think the economy as a whole saw that a pullback from spending on things that weren't essential. So, like cosmetic dentistry just isn't up there. Yeah. In fact, I mean, credit card defaults are on the rise. Still a blip, but much higher than they were the year from year. So you got that going on, and cosmetic dentistry is just like an extra. I mean, people will keep their phones and their internet before they let their house go. So like dentistry is probably
low on the totem pole.
Low on the totem pole.
So did you see that spending was down collectively?
Right. Yeah. So like on extra things like movie theaters were down. A lot of hospitality stuff were down. Wages were up, which was good. So that was a constant thing. In fact, the last data report that came out showed like there wasn't a lot of spending going on. GDP rose, so we're making things, but like the actual buying of stuff wasn't as strong as it's been in the past. And you can just see that. I mean, like you have. I think it just comes down to like price exhaustion. So like, when you had that first initial inflation rate, I mean, it's come down, but like it's not come down. Like the price has not come down. It's slowed. And so a lot of people think is like, well, why inflation go away? The prices will never go away. There's a thing called equilibrium, which is we're willing to pay something, they're willing to offer at that rate. We're at that. And so they'll never come down. So wages would have to really increase. But then you also have these weird things that are happening right now. So like insurance, not really health insurance, but like home insurance has skyrocketed, auto insurance has skyrocketed. So you have these people who had these house payments, I would say $1,500, now it's $2,500, or because of the price of the house rose, so then more taxes. But then the house insurance is just like, so that's eating up a lot of the extra money that people may have had.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's like they're not only just experiencing the exhaustion of all those price increases, but also new increases.
Right.
They're experiencing, which then you punt that right up against the holiday season, and they know they're having to divert funds to gifts and things like that. And
so that's not, and they're not sure if your prices are going up too. Like I think I was telling you that people may have to get creative with their treatment plans, like just scare people into like getting things done. Like, back in the day where people would try to scare you into heaven, like hell was really, really bad, so you got to go to heaven, and so do whatever it takes to do that. So maybe people may have to do that, scare people, like if you don't get your teeth clean, you may get cancer or something. So like
dramatize it.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Just to make it more urgent. Do you foresee, and I've told all of my clients because I've never seen the trend of November, December being low for the dental field. Even pandemic year, it was still strong. And so I've told everybody, man, I'm in a little bit of a guessing game right now because this is a brand new trend. And all I've told them is all I can do is hope and pray that January, February picks up and we return to some normalcy. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's you can turn on any station or listen to any podcast on the economics. People go different ways, but I think the collective thing is there's so much uncertainty. Like you take our government, whether it's wars or the old wars, new possible wars. I mean, whether we're going to buy Greenland or not, or whether we're just kidnapping leaders. I mean, like you just got all this stuff where people are just uncertain. Are we going to go to war? Like, so people start to like seize up their money because they don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, people, I think for the most part, people bought a lot of housing. So the houses was really hot there for a while. And they bought them hoping that the interest rates come. Now we're 2 years in and those interest rates haven't come down. Not as much as they thought they would. And so I think that's just that exhaustion altogether. But I don't think anybody sees what's going to happen. I mean, you got some people think there's still going to be a recession. Some people think that it's still going to growth. I mean, stock market's great; it's going. But the other thing you're seeing is that there are a lot of jobs being lost in the midsection, like where people would probably spend money on dentistry because AI has eaten up their jobs. So. One of the things that we saw in the last report, if anybody ever gets bored and read those things, was that productivity was way high. It was higher than it's been in a long time. But jobs were down. And so what you can infer from that is a lot of those jobs where people were in the middle, probably making pretty good money, those jobs have now been cut because artificial intelligence, some people use artificial intelligence for like Google and like get answers. Some people use it to give them better systems of efficiency. And so a lot of those people had jobs in that efficiency and they don't have those anymore.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Just how job loss could be impacting the spending as well. Just if you don't have a job, you're not spending.
Right. And it's not gone up a ton. It's 4.6. So we're still at max employment, pretty much what most people would think, but there's still it's weakened for sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's anything else economic wise that you can think of that dental team members or practice owners should know about?
No, just hang in there. Our economy's cyclical. It is always rebounds. The big picture, it always rebounds. So it's been pretty strong for a long time. But just, stick with it.
This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. It's just going to look different. It's going to look different. Something has to give, because obviously people are putting like freaking groceries and stuff on credit card bills, and they're not paying those credit card bills.
Yeah.
And so something has to give eventually. Something's got to fix.
Yeah. Something's got to right the ship.
And, yeah, right. And if you look at our fundamentals of our economy, it's strong. Like it is strong, but people are not spending money.
Yeah.
That's
theme.
But yeah, that was in all that last quarter data.
Yeah. And so far this year, I know it's early, but so far this quarter, not seeing any changes.
Yeah, because we just started in January. No, I wouldn't see. I don't think we would see anything. Usually, the first quarter is not that great anyway.
Okay.
So usually that January through March, just because it's rebounding from Christmas, the other quarter we do spend money. Like, so I wouldn't expect it to be that much different.
Okay.
And I just think people's in a waiting game.
Yeah. I know. Rebound is what I was hoping for, but who knows?
Well, it's crazy. Is you would think that the economy was just in the buckets, but it's just not.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's just everything costs more.
Yeah.
So people are making more money, but everything costs more. So like I told you about the home insurance, that's a big one. When you own a home and that insurance jumps up like it did when you're used to paying $33,000 or $2,500 and now you're paying $4,500 a year or $6,000 a year, that's a big deal. When your cost of your car insurance goes up 150%, that's a big deal. That's money. That's a monthly, because there's only an X amount of money you make. And if it's eaten out, and what happens a lot of times in those houses, which is really scary, what's the big things happen is they're in escrow. And so when that escrow is way off, they have to, like, by law, get it caught up by a year and a half. So you may be $1,000 short, but they want $3,500. And so then you're doing that over a 12, they'll you to pay it over 12, but now your payment is now, $600 more. It's crazy.
Do you think that, I know you said once prices have risen, they usually don't fall back. Do you think that's the case with insurance as well?
So that's different. That could be done through regulation. Like in Texas, they're not supposed to be able to jump up X amount, but they do these waivers, and they've been getting these waivers to be able to increase because of all of the natural disasters that we've had. Whether it's 3 years ago we froze to death, or all the hailstorms and all stuff. So like, they're trying to recoup their money because I don't know how a lot of people know that insurance companies, they're also insured, and then they're insured, and so those buckets got emptied out there for a little bit. So they're trying to make their money back, But I don't know. History says that what has to happen is wages go up.
Yeah. So
people used to be like, I used to be able to get a Coke for a nickel. Yeah, you also made a nickel a day.
Yeah.
So that's the wages will have to increase. And you saw that big jump in 2020.
Yeah. I definitely.
And it was done through regulation, right? So you had the two bills, one where we gave money to businesses, but we also gave people to stay home.
Yeah.
And so you saw people were staying at home for $25 an hour. We had to pay them that to get them off the couch.
Yeah.
So something like that has to happen.
Yeah.
Just money. Monopoly.
Survive is the theme. Okay, so that's really good. I wanted some economic insight. And then the other thing, this is a Kuba question for you. She's asked me to ask you this on air so many times, which is the business we launched, Bethany Consulting.
Oh, yeah. Wait, we launched Dallas Dental Consulting.
Yeah.
Because we wanted people to look up Dallas Dental Consultants. We were going for that hardcore search, SEO, searching in opposition.
So we launched Dallas Dental Consulting in what year?
2009. So first of all, I was a coach.
Yeah.
I was a big time coach. I was big time. Like middle school, Carpenter Middle School, big time coach. Coaching all 3 sports. But I was coaching, a lot of time was what I was going for. And you were working at another place, and we were about to graduate, and you were ready to go full time. And so you really liked dental, you liked doing with your dad, and so you wanted to go with. Am I allowed to name drop? Sharon Tucker. Okay, so a very prominent consultant was here, and she called and was like, "Hey, I want to see if I can, if you had any job openings or if I can help you or like whatever." And the lady asked her some questions. She was like, "You just start your own business." So that was probably about 3:30 on a Tuesday. I had a track meet, and you called me and said, "Hey, this lady said I should start my own business." I said, "Yeah, go for it." I got home at 7:30 or 8:30 or so, like that. You had a logo, you had a business name, you had your colors printed. You were ready to go. Like in and you hadn't looked back since.
No, it's been full.
No, it's 2009, yeah.
2009. So you've been with me through this business now 15, going on 16, because I know it was April. I remember that.
Yeah, it was April, yeah.
So going on 16 years. And so Dr. Kuba wants to know, you've obviously had themes that you've heard. So what are some of if somebody were to ask you, what do you think Bethany's big tips are, or even like as you've listened to me talk about stories and you're like, ooh, this is a good tip for.
So I would say the biggest ones, and even this is well before COVID, like we see, is dentists tend to be cheap. I don't want to say cheap. They tend to not, like, they see someone they like, they love, they want to work for them, and they want $1 more an hour. And they will either decline or they'll wait it out, and that person will find another job. I've always been thought, when I think about it in my head, that's $40 a week, right? Or no, so they work 40 hours, it's $40 a week. That's what is that? So 160 a month. Yeah. So you're looking at overall probably another $1,800 a year that you've paid this person that $1 when their production probably brings in well over that. And so I've never been like, why do y'all do that? Like, just pay the person.
Yeah.
Like I get it that they've never been in dental work and they're like, remember at the time it was like $10 an hour?
Yeah.
Man, that was good times.
Back in the day.
You're like, don't be cheap, pay them 11. I get it now, don't be cheap, pay them 35. I know that market's crazy now. But but you got to think big picture. Like some of us, I feel like you've had several, hiring, because hiring's been a big part of what you do. I feel like when you're doing those letters and you've been interviewing, that sometimes there's been a lot of people hung up on that $1.
Yeah.
And I've never understood that, because if they like that person, it's a good fit for the office, everybody's a go, but it's that $1 and you're just holding on because you feel like you're giving away the practice. And I know you're thinking about overhead, and I know you as a consultant have to figure that part out. I just look at it from a production point of view. Like, what are they providing? Like, if they're a really good teammate, are they going to bat good morale? Good morale is worth what? Several.
Worth its weight.
Yeah. So if they're going to be a morale boost and they're going to be a good heart, do it.
Yeah, it's got to be a big picture decision.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good
one.
Yeah.
I would say probably, we'll see what else. Another one was the support your staff. I think sometimes I hear from, I'm listening in on your calls or you're talking, or we're talking with our kids. I feel like I hear a lot like dentists maybe don't know how to handle certain staff members or these situations, and I think when it just comes down to it, they're human. Mm-hmm. They bleed. They do that. I think the biggest problem of late has been our political or our ideological beliefs have leaked into our work environments, and so we're used to, you don't talk about work or religion, or you don't talk about religion or politics. Yeah. But now it's almost like a identifier, like you have to and so I tell this to my kids too when I'm teaching government and economics. I'm a government economics teacher right now. We're government. I tell them all the time, doesn't matter which party. I think if you boil it down, both parties want to do what's right by people. They just have a very different way of looking at it. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a lot of things going on right now where people are like, yeah, I don't see that. I get that argument. I get it. But just because someone supports another party doesn't mean they believe full-throated in all that stuff.
Right. And
there's so much gray. And I think you had so many, I feel like over the last, especially when the Charlie Kirk thing happened, I feel like there were a lot of things that happened, and you had a lot of great stories where you had some dentists really support some staff, and I thought that was really good. And it opened my eyes. I thought, if we can have more of that, realize that that's a person. They bleed. They go home. They have a family, or they have this, that. They're just like the rest of us. I think when it comes down to it, I really do believe in the John Locke mentality of that. When it comes down to it, the tabula rasa, which means blank slate, that we are all we're willing to help people. Mm-hmm. And given the right situation, we're going to do right by people. There are people that are raised in environments of hate and raised in environments of violence, and they're products of hate and violence. That does exist. But I think most people are willing to help. Yeah.
And to extend that to your team, even if it's opposite of what you believe or what you support.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know you had one that was was against everything in her body to want to do that, but she made the right decision in supporting her staff, and I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good one. It's a timely advice.
Right.
Too. It's that's always been good advice, but especially just with as heated and weird as we get,
right.
It's a good reminder.
Well, even before all that, there was a situation even that wasn't even political. You had situations where dentists or front office they just rubbed each other. And if people just take a second to realize, hey, that's a human. Yeah. I know they're annoying as heck, but if you can just take time, but what's one good thing about them? Yeah. I do that with my kids. Yeah. Sometimes.
your biological. I
Yeah.
mean, like your
Yeah, my kids. I got my kids in my house. I'm like, I gotta find a reason to like you today.
We have to do that with our own
Yeah,
kids. Can
yeah,
you only
yeah.
imagine coworkers?
Yeah,
right?
I do. Yeah, I do that. I do that. I remember we talk about this when I jumped from high school, teaching high school for 14 years, and then jumped down to middle school. Like I went from talking about Ross, like, I need you to open that, to this is how you vote, to, hey, what does your next 4 years look like? What's your next 3 years look like? What do you like? What's your goals? Like having these in-depth conversations, to come to middle school and be like, hey, like, don't eat glue. Like, don't lick the crumbs off your desk. That's disgusting. Like that stuff, I was like, I wanted to jump I wanted to jump off a bridge or swallow razor blades. Like, I remember you telling me, like, I was like, I need you, because you are the positive life of our family. I need you to find good. I took that advice, and I started finding good in those little demons. I started finding good in all of them, and they're my daughter's in the school, and she's in that grade. So, but like middle school teachers, bless them. Like it's not for me.
About killed you.
I did. I got grayer. People asked me to dye my hair. I said no. I taught middle school.
So yes, there's good to find in everybody.
Right,
Even
yes.
middle school demons.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
find good in them, then
Yes,
you find
absolutely.
good in your annoying coworker.
Yes.
No, again, I think that's really good advice. And sometimes there's days we have to fight harder.
Yeah.
for
Oh
that.
yeah. It's a daily choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's really to have positive attitude is a daily choice. Like it is. That's not saying you can have a bad day, but it is a choice that you make. That I'm gonna continue down the path of just being annoyed and negative. You can make the choice to find a positive. Like you can. It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, like it really does come down. And I know sometimes, like, life is hard, and the weight of what's going on in your life is hard. And if you can check that door at the work, and sometimes your work can be your support, and that's great. And those are really good situations. But if they're not, to find that good in that coworker or that crazy patient that says crazy things to you, like you just say, okay, what's something good about them?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they're humans, and no matter what we believe about whatever, they are human. Mm-hmm. I used to tell my kids all the time, like, LeBron James is 6'8", one of the most athletic freaks. Now, Jordan's the greatest of all time, but LeBron James was one of the most athletic freaks of all time. He wasn't in his mom's womb thinking, you know what, I want to point and, creating himself in the womb. He came out with the situation he was in. He didn't choose his mom. That was all a process. And so the same thing happens with these people, like your coworkers. Like, they were raised by their parents. They didn't have any choice. Mm-hmm. So there may be some ignorance there, or there may be some different viewpoints, or they may have things that annoy you, whatever. But they're human, and you're human, and we're human, and we can just find a way to find something to appreciate about them.
Yeah. No, I think that's a powerful lesson, and especially in kind of the dark environment we're in, where pretty much all you hear is negative. You have to
shut that off. Like, if you're watching YouTube videos that start with "they destroyed," so it's like, go look at dog videos. Right now, my kick is like babies that like run into windows. That's my kick right now. Like, because they get those little VR things on and they just run into things. Like, find stuff that laughter gives you life.
Exactly. Fight for the laughter.
Yeah, fight for the laughter. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's.
We used to do it when we needed a break. Remember, we used to chase sunsets.
Yes.
Yes, man, that's something good. Chase sunsets. Like, go find that sunset.
Yeah, it's all a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
That's what it is, and fits perfectly. A lot of people may not know that my little tagline is "Practice happy."
Practice happy. Yeah.
And it was not just have a happy practice. It was like you have to practice happiness.
Yeah.
You have to choose it and practice being it every day, and that's definitely a motto we live by for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of really anything else other than.
I mean,
I'm whispering stuff like, "Can I say that?"
yeah, go for it. Say
Okay,
it.
so like this whole DSO thing, like I feel like that is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I feel like they are selling something and they're not showing the whole picture.
Yeah.
I have studied this because you actually worked for a DSO. Like it was one of your clients. They hired you because they didn't know what the crap they were doing.
Yeah.
And that was like in 2016 or so, right? Or
Probably.
a little bit later. And so ever since then, I was like, man, I know private equity can just go buy. Have nothing. I had no idea. And so when you see private equity buy these mom and pop dental, you're going to lose quality because like everything's either about hitting a certain number. You're working for the man. So you go from owning your own business to one, working for the man. That's terrible. Two, like the quality can't stay the same if you're expected to try to hit. Now I know we all have goals, but the goals of a DSO is like all they care about is that profit number.
Yeah.
And bodies in the seat. And so although those are important, I feel like there is a loss in those. And so I know you've had multiple DSOs over the past, but I can tell you right now that there are people out there who support these things that may not have your best interest in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, like if we went to a conference where they were basically talking about whether it's consultants or financial advisors or whatever, like there's a whole gray area of. So if you have someone pushing you to do a DSO, I do believe your number one question should be, what do you get out of it? Like,
Yes.
Why are you pushing it on me? What are you getting out of it? Because if they're pushing it on you, they're getting something out of it.
Yep.
They don't think it's the best thing for you. There's no way.
Or they've convinced themselves that they think it's the best thing for you.
Right.
But they're getting some sort of
incentive. Right. They're getting some sort of incentive. Like me, I pushed getting a PlayStation 5 forever. Right? With no luck. That's my incentive. My incentive is to get one. So I do all kinds of things. I even told you one time it makes Kal-El cool. That kid ain't gonna play it. I'm gonna play it.
I mean, you've talked about that so much that all 5 of our children could tell us exactly what you would ask for Christmas if you.
But I'm gonna push an agenda to try to get that sucker. So I mean, like when someone's pushing something, I would just ask, "What do you get out of it?"
Yeah.
And they may be honest with you, be like, "Hey, I get a kickback." And if that's up to you, and you think that's a good thing, and then you'd be like, "Okay, I get out 5%."
Yeah.
I don't know if that's legal.
Probably not. No, I think yes, we've seen the dark side of DSO.
I think there's some good side to it. There's probably some good. If you've done that, I'm not saying you're a bad person or that's. I'm just saying.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Be cautious.
Or to be very cautious.
Okay, so the last question I have for you then is kind of related to the question I just asked, but what are behind the scenes things with Bethany Consulting that people may not know? Okay.
So one of my favorite things about you is your ability to make everybody feel important, including myself.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But like I have seen you put out a fire, work on putting out a fire, and then another one pops up, and you have the same energy towards that. I'm like, you have 2 fires burning. So at some point, you got to jump out of the window, like break glass, but you don't, and so you make everybody feel important. And so I think if everybody knew that. You put as much energy into every dentist that you have or every office that you have, down to the hygienist, down to the, like your goal is what's best for the dentist. Like that is what your goal always is. But that you are working an entanglement of different things. So much so, I remember one time you had so many problems, you're just like, let's just give it to our kids and see what they would do. And you did a whole podcast on it.
Yes.
You know, like it was... Like that 2021-22 was a crazy time.
Crazy.
I mean, COVID was crazy, but like that was crazier, I feel like. But you had so like you do a lot, but then also you have this amazing staff of people that you have. Sarah, do they know the names of all these people?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, oops, doxing you.
Yeah, Sarah, Sydney, Ava.
Sydney I have known, and Ava I have known for a very long time. I taught them, pushed them into the workforce with my wife, because I knew that they were going to be rock stars, and they are rock stars. Sarah is a rock star, and so you have this support staff that is amazing, and our resources, and I think for the most part they've shown that to your clients.
Oh yeah, a lot of my clients haven't had the privilege of getting to know any one of these ladies, but those who have say amazing things about them. They're awesome.
They are great. They are great. So yeah, that'd be one thing that you just, I mean, you deal with a lot, and you put a lot of energy, and just like I was talking about, everybody's human. Mm-hmm. Like you see everybody, that like you want what's best for them. There is not any time you're like, I really don't know, don't want to do it. Like you are trying to solve problems late into the evening.
Yeah.
And so I hope they know that. And then the other thing I would say, shameless plug, is that you have this resource hub thing that I think all your dentists, I keep telling you, like I would force all your dentists on it.
Yeah.
Like I would make them do it. Just like, I mean, if you could do it for free, you would do it. But like, we can't do that because there are other dentists. There are Sarah puts a ton of time into that, and there's value there. There's so much value there. So like, if there are questions you have or things that you need, like if you look on that hub, there's a solid chance that it's going to solve a problem.
Yeah.
And it does nothing but grow each day. And I don't know the ins and outs of it. I know there's like different parts of it. But the fact that you can get straight up advice or straight up information from Dr. Kuba or Dr. You and or anybody else who's just brilliant, like that is a resource worth having. And I think people think, oh, it's just a subscription. Like it is not. It is not like any other thing that you have had. Like that thing is amazing. And so I think the more people look into that hub thing, they'll realize like that has everything for you.
Yeah.
That you need.
And that was a dream in the making for a
long time. Y'all should know that this started out as like a box idea. Like she was going to put it into a box and send it to you. And I was like, I don't know if that's going to work. That was like in 2019. That was before COVID. Right. Then COVID happened and we're like, oh yeah, this is the way to go because we can't touch each other. Yeah. But then now it's like you got to sanitize the box.
The box is out the window.
The box is out the window. And so then when you hired Sarah, you're like, this has been my vision. And then she put it into... Yeah. And now you've got there are a lot of dentists and a lot of people who have gotten on that thing and they are absolutely involved. And I have not heard a single negative thing about it. No. And again, I'm not pushing this really, like there's not a whole lot. I don't think it's like, it don't cost a whole lot. No. It's definitely way more value for what you like. There's way more value in it than what you pay. Yeah. Right? For sure. I mean, it's like Dollar General where you can go get some really good stuff for really cheap. But it's good stuff. Like, it's legit, you know.
We know you're a Dollar General.
I am. So. This is the greatest place to get stocking stuffers.
No, I think that's, again, you being through every bit of it, you've seen the dreams and I've seen the
failures.
And the failures.
I think one thing we always keep saying is that you just keep... You have an idea that works. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they pan out. Like it's just you keep going.
It's the life of a business owner, right? It's like not everything's going to turn to gold.
I do want to let everybody know that I knew you were great. Year 1.5 of our marriage, you were selling Mary Kay, and you decided you were going to make this your business. Yeah. This is in 2003, people, and we were living in an apartment, and you went and gave handouts to everybody in the apartment. You were going to have this big old spread and like all this. Nobody showed up. A single person.
Not
one. And so like, but you know what? It didn't get you down. You're like, I'll figure this out. Yeah. You know, and so.
Yeah. Yeah. Just turned into dental consulting.
You did. You changed directions. That's what Two Masters does for you.
Yeah.
It educates you a little bit.
Oh no, I think it's good to hear your perspective. It's fun to reminisce back on old times.
Old times.
But also good advice too. I feel like your economic take on things, your advice to fight for the happiness, infuse yourself with the happiness. I think it's such a good point. Like if things are getting you down, you've said this to family members. If things are getting you down and you're feeling frustrated after watching something or having a conversation with a family member that frustrates you, then quit doing it.
Right. That's why I do it like a cake. Like a cake's meant to be sweet and you put all this good stuff, in it that tastes good. But if you're just putting all this like sour bitterness, then your cake's going to be sour and bitter. Yeah. Like if that's what so if you're pulling that stuff that fuels the anger, which a lot of times is the goal of what you're looking at. They want you to be angry.
Yeah.
Like whether you're, no matter what side or what part of anything you're in, their job is to tick you off.
Yeah.
Except for kids running into windows. Or
Watch
dogs.
the funny stuff.
The funny stuff.
It won't disappoint.
No, never does. People always ask me, like, why are you always so happy? Because I watch people, like, destroy themselves with those Oculuses. Or destroy other people. Like, because that is worth it. I will never wear one.
For those reasons.
Yeah.
You know what all can go wrong.
I'm not going to try to jump into something that's not there. You've seen those, right? They put them on, they think they have to jump across, and they jump straight in their TV. It's not happening.
So, the closing advice is, first of all, go find something funny.
Mm-hmm.
Fill your cup up with just good laughter.
Whatever brings you joy, man.
Yes.
Put that in your life.
Yes. Practice happy. And then go be a subscriber, right?
Yeah, go be. Yeah. Hit that hub up.
Thanks for joining the conversation today. We hope that you are comforted in knowing that you are not alone, but we also hope that you're walking away with some really great tips and tricks to try in your practice. We value your feedback, so please take a few moments to rate and review the podcast. Finally, we want to make sure that we're covering the topics that matter to you. So track us down on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and let us know what topics you want us to cover. As always, please know that we are rooting for you today as you manage your dental drama.